not joking. All my guys, them know me.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa, and if you're new on this channel, please like this video, subscribe, click the notification bell so that whenever I post, you'll be the first to find out. Migration Advisory Committee has published their reports on IT and engineering sector. So you guys, one thing I always stress on, one thing I always talk about on my channel is the importance of upskilling, of upgrading. I always tell you guys that it is never okay to be the bare minimum. Rather, you must strive to be better. Remember the period when blacks, immigrants basically in the UK could barely leave their homes. Like, they were so scared to go to work, they were scared to go shopping, they were scared to walk on the streets. Everybody was staying home and staying safe because most Brits believe that migrants are taking up their jobs and they want their country back. So the Home Secretary commissioned Migration Advisory Committee to look into the IT and engineering sector to see if there's any form of abuse in that sector, if it is indeed true that migrants are filling up the gaps way more than people living in the UK legally or Brits. Now, the Home Secretary commissioned the review amid concerns about a possible over-reliance on overseas hiring in these sectors. Importantly, the Marks review finds that while IT and engineering are among the top sectors using the immigration system to recruit foreign workers, their reliance on international recruitment is not as significant as initially perceived. Obviously, we know that because of the threshold for skilled worker visa, most tech jobs tend to qualify. So most people tend to seek sponsorship in this sector, in IT, in engineering. Now, Mark has said that the usage of the immigration system by the IT and engineering sectors is found to be broadly proportionate, compliant with the immigration rules, and driven by a clear demand in the UK market. Engineering in particular does not stand out from other graduate level roles, whereas IT has a higher relative usage. Despite this, the vast majority of new hires in both sectors come from the resident workforce, with international recruitment serving to address domestic skill shortages and access to top talent. So Marka says that when it comes to IT and engineering, there don't seem to be any form of abuse. Rather, these people, or rather immigrants that are filling up these roles, are number one, are top talent in the market, and at the same time, they are filling up these roles because they are highly needed for those roles. And it's clear that there is a workforce shortage that needs to be filled up, hence the reason why these immigrants are on those jobs. So that clearly says that immigrants are not taking up any jobs, rather it's a case of demand and supply. So they are recommending that it is well balanced and very much proportionate. And they also state that when it comes to IT tends to have, of course, higher number of immigrants than engineering, which is clear. Lots of people are going into IT and a lot of people are training to go into IT. But then again, the good thing is that there is no form of abuse in that sector. Now, from an immigration perspective, we have not found major problems to be faced, the Mark states in his covering letter to the Home Secretary. In addition, migrant workers in IT and engineering make a significantly positive net fiscal contribution to the UK, driven by their higher than average wages and reduced reliance on public services and benefits. Most tech jobs, I think the list is like 38k or 40k. So it states that most people are on these roles, obviously, because the wages are higher than normal. So obviously, it's above average. And migrants in IT and engineering tend to contribute significantly to the economy. In their words, people in this sector make significantly positive net fiscal contribution to the UK. In addition to that, these people also have zero access to public funds, which is fact. It is boldly stated on our BROP that we do not have access to public funds. So there is no form of abuse in this sector. Now, they make no formal recommendation in this report cautioning against system-wide changes based on the review of two occupational groups. However, it offers several observations and suggestions to the government to consider. particularly in relation to migration and skills policy. If you're a skilled worker in this sector, it's clear that you're contributing meaningfully to the society, to the UK economy. So do not let anybody make you feel like you're taking up anybody's role, because before you can even get into these roles, you must be highly qualified. A lot of people, they go through 3 months training, 6 months, 18 months, 1 year of intensive training to go into tech or engineering. It's not something that you can just wake up and use just your GSC to attain. You must be highly qualified. So this report tends to provide, obviously, clarity, balance, and of course reassurance. So the MAC findings are clear. The UK is not closing its door on skilled professionals. So if you're a skilled professional, relax. Relax. The UK is not closing its door according to MAC recommendation, or you're looking at exploring the engineering or IT routes to gain, visa sponsorship. You can obviously go ahead, because the UK is not planning on closing those doors. Their report also states that IT and engineering sectors are not reliant on migration. So they are not reliant on immigrants at all. Rather, any immigrant that is filling up those spaces is genuine. It is being used to strategically fill up genuine gaps. According to MAC, employers also report that these areas are bringing cutting-edge knowledge, helping to upskill UK teams and raise overall performance of the sector. So if you're an immigrant, see, put a pad on your shoulder, and that challenge, nothing do my shoulder. Now just say, they help the UK sector. I feel like that is the mood, that is the energy we should be bringing to the table, rather than feeling like we are not wanted. Because Mark has clearly stated that immigrants are bringing cutting-edge knowledge. They are bringing a lot to the table. They are helping to refine talent. They are helping to refine this sector. They are raising the overall performance of this sector. So no recommendations were made by Mark to cut down numbers of immigrants in this sector, or to stop recruiting people in this sector, or to impose new restrictions on these sectors. Absolutely no recommendations were made. So obviously, Mark stressed that making recommendations on the skilled worker visa route based on engineering and IT sector, of course, will not be wise. So it instead recommended a review of salary thresholds with emphasis on regional balance. They're saying, okay, just because there is no abuse in these two sectors, obviously in IT and engineering, does not mean that we are recommending and nothing should be done entirely to the skilled worker visa. Rather, they are recommending that there should be a review of the salary threshold. So they are saying, rather, if there's anything that should be done, maybe you should review the salary threshold obviously required before a visa sponsorship can be granted. And of course, they acknowledge the diversity of employer needs. They understand that employers actually need more people, need more immigrants, more people generally to fill up these roles. So they are recommending that government should look into this to understand that employers actually need these people. So you may want to have a more balanced and data-driven policy in place, not just because you feel like people are saying, oh, immigrants are taking up their jobs, and then boom, you increase the salary threshold to maybe 45K or 50K. Instead, understand that employers actually need these people, and these people, they are not abusing the system, they are not taking any money from the government. If at all, they are even helping, to bring their knowledge, their expertise to grow the UK economy. So they are recommending that UK government should have a review, should think about all these things and have a balance-driven, policy in place. Now, they are recommending that immigration is a long-term lever, not a short-term fix. Immigration fills essential gaps while domestic education and training systems catch up. In IT especially, the pace of change, AI, cybersecurity, data science, means demand often outpaces supply. There's actually like a huge demand, especially in AI, cybersecurity, and data science. Without immigration, the UK risks losing out on global competitiveness, slowing innovation and project delivery. If there's something I always say on my channel, is the fact that immigrants, you are a significant part of the UK. I always stress on it on my channel, and it's just really clear from Mark reports. They're saying that without immigration, if you're thinking of scrapping immigration, be ready for the problem, because without immigration, the UK will risk losing out on global competitiveness, and it will slow down project delivery, slow down innovation. Like, without immigration, there will be a huge fall in UK economy. And the report makes it clear immigration is not a failure of skills policy. Instead, it's part of a modern economy's flexibility and resilience strategy. In summary, Marx confirms that the UK's commitment to attracting and retaining top talent, the reason why you guys must always upskill. It recognizes that international workers fuel innovation, productivity, and growth. It urges the government to act on evidence, not emotion, not because people are saying immigrants are causing us problems, they are taking our jobs, when it is evidently clear that these people are fueling innovation, they are fueling growth, they are fueling productivity. So if you should take them away or stop recruiting them or increase the salary threshold, make life unbearable for them, then the UK is going to lose out on global competitiveness. So guys, you've seen it, you've read it, you've heard it. If you're an immigrant, just understand that you are not the bare minimum. You are highly needed. For you to make it to this country, it shows that you're highly needed. UK will not give you your 3 years visa or 5 years visa for you to come here and be entirely useless or be taking their money. Never. It is because you are a huge part of the society, because they need you to drive their productivity, their innovation, and their growth. So guys, that is also the end of this video. Share your thoughts, of course, in the comment section, and I'm gonna see you all in my next one, guys. Bye.